Welcome back to the show, everybody. You're not going to like these headlines here. I'm going to tell you that. The new two-tier digital system, and you're not going to like it, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you that much. And also, we have this currency peg signed between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Is the financial collapse happening right before our eyes? Somebody roll that beautiful intro so we can find out.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on Twitter and YouTube for exclusive content. And I can tell you right now, we will be talking about the new two-tier digital system, and you are not going to like it. We will be doing that in the Freedom Zone. Click the link underneath the video or go to digperspectives.com and join us there for less than the cost of a cup of coffee. The conversation is remarkable inside. Now, let's start right here. We have a market cap for crypto, $1.66 trillion, off by 1%. 43,000 plus right now for Bitcoin, 2,200 plus for Ethereum. Tether market cap 90 billion plus. XRP 63 cents, up 0.9 on the 24-hour, up 4.6 on the 7-day. Let's get into this very quickly. It's linked to, I tell you, I do feel like at some point here, the window is going to close on these amazing opportunities. Now, this is a time in this market for you to really sit down and look at your portfolio and ask yourself, do I have it looking the way I need it to? Is the right amount of stuff in my portfolio? Am I happy with the positions that I currently have? These are all individual questions that only you can ask and answer, right? But over 500,000 registered users have taken their position, and you can too. All you have to do is register. Sign up and register to get started. It is that simple. I don't care who you are. Sign up and register and get started, because I'll tell you something. We have some incredible news coming about one of the companies that is on this platform today. We're going to focus on in just 1 second. But right quick here, judge accepts CZ Binance guilty plea to money laundering and sets the date for sentencing. We'll keep you up to date when that comes down. But here's an exchange you don't have to worry about, and it's Uphold. And let me tell you something. Uphold has done it. That's right. I'm talking about the new Uphold Vault is amazing. And I can say that because it's coming out today, but I was a part of the beta testing, and I tell you something, you are going to be blown away. When they tell you you have instant trading, users can seamlessly move assets to the Uphold platform in one click and then back into the vault and execute a trade 24/7, it's because you can. Always accessible should the user lose access to the Uphold app for any reason. They can always move their funds directly on chain via the Vault Assist tool using their 2 keys. That's right. We're talking about a multi-sig account that Uphold Vault has created at Uphold, and it is remarkable. And you want to talk about affordability? At a market price of $50 per year. Vault is affordable for everyone, not solely users with large holdings. And this is where they win. Look, they have the scalability, they have the security, they have the efficiency, they have the smooth experience with it. This is a full product ready for everyone. I got to be honest, you're going to be blown away by this. Do not mess around. And make sure that you get the Uphold Vault, ladies and gentlemen. This is, again, I wouldn't speak to this unless I was already experienced with it. I did the beta test on this. I'll tell you what else I did. During the beta test, I switched from an old phone to a new phone, took the Vault with me to the new phone and tried it out there. Took away one of the keys and then replaced my key to make sure it worked. And look, I am not a tech savvy guy, so for me to be able to do this is really remarkable. And I can tell you, for the first time in your life, you are about to have the best night's sleep that you ever have in this crypto space, because Uphold has done it. Make sure you check them out. Tether allocating part of its profits to buy Bitcoin, currently holds 2.4 billion, it looks like here to me, in Bitcoin reports. This is a lot, and we still don't know how the U.S. government feels about Tether. Will it be unwound? Will it be brought under prudential regulation? What's going to happen there? We don't fully know. But I want you to listen to this old clip about Brad Garlinghouse talking about SWIFT and what they're actually doing at Ripple. You may have heard it, but stay with me. You'll know why in a second.
I think what we're doing and executing on a day-by-day basis is in fact taking over SWIFT. In that, we've now signed up, well over 100 banks.
Now it's over 500 partners.
The largest SWIFT-enabled banks in the world are now using Ripple's technology. Just last week we saw a remittance company who's using Ripple's technology. They reduced the price per transaction to their consumers from $20 per transaction to $2 per transaction, and they saw an 800% increase in usage overnight.
That is known as the Jevons paradox right there, ladies and gentlemen. When you can bring that kind of standardization and efficiency to something, you're going to see an increase in the usage of that thing. That is exactly what happened in the Industrial Revolution. No doubt about it. Write it down. Now, it's a good thing that they're going after this new market infrastructure they're building at Ripple. It's a good thing that they're challenging SWIFT, because that's exactly what Russia doesn't like, is SWIFT, because of the U.S. sanctions that come from it. Now, BRICS coalition, as you know, is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and now 20 new countries applying to join BRICS in 2024. And we told you that one of them is Saudi Arabia, and also United Arab Emirates, Egypt, Ethiopia, Argentina, Iran, along with others. Stay with me. Look at this welcome here in Saudi Arabia for Russian President Vladimir Putin. Destruction of the petrodollar is almost complete, says Ben Rickert. A new, fairer, more transparent, multipolar, trust-based economic order is being birthed. This is the welcome that's being given to the Russian president here in Saudi Arabia, where they're supposed to be honoring the petrodollar agreement in exclusivity for trading oil in U.S. dollars in return for U.S. military protection. This is also what it looks like. Look at this. Oh, nice. Let's five it out. Yeah. They're vibing. They're getting it done. They're hanging, baby. Yeah. Look at the swagger. This should be concerning everyone, right? 150 countries to pay Chinese yuan, not US dollar, for loan repayments. This is all a part of the de-dollarization movement, which is happening as an undertow to the ultimate goal, which is to create a BRICS currency backed by gold, as been said by the leaders of the BRICS coalition. Well, look at this here from Mike Christo. Mike Christo says, Bank of Japan has collapsed, Federal Reserve has collapsed, SoftBank has collapsed, the currency pegs signed between OPEC, Putin's visit to Saudi Arabia and UAE on Putin's visit yesterday, and the Central Bank of Russia's chief brought an end to the petrodollar, he says. The 1.1 trillion of U.S. Treasury bonds held by the Bank of Japan as the carry trade unwinds, says here, Bank of Japan has collapsed, SoftBank collapsed, Federal Reserve has now also collapsed. The signed peg agreements between OPEC ending the petrodollar and ISO 20022 Basel III have collapsed the 34 trillion U.S. Treasury bonds. That's why yields exploded on both the JGB and 10-year and U.S. 10-year at the same time. He says, now expect massive monetary deflation. It's over for the U.S. dollar, Mike Christo says. The U.S. Treasury bonds are now worthless. Gold will now move much higher, and the oil price in dollar terms will collapse. This will now all unravel in the coming hours, a few days, he says. Cheers, everyone. I don't know about cheers, Mike, but, geez, I mean, let's not rush out to be a motivational speaker here. But, I mean, look, if Mike is right? If Mike is right here, There are big implications coming from this in the near term. Now, if these things are not so immediate, you have to wonder what the United States government is doing to make sure that they can underpin the security and elevated status of the US dollar. This is a great diagram from Ashley Prosper here, who shows just some of the moves that Ripple has been making and the building of infrastructure outside and in the markets, right? Inside and outside the digital space. Here you can see all the diagrams here. BNP, Citi, IBM, HSBC, all connected to Medico, which is owned by Ripple. MasterCard connection, as we know, SBI, we know the rest of it. And we know this goes and expands across multiple central banks, 20 to 30 of them, they've told us at Ripple, as well as 500 partnerships plus and growing currently right now as well. So when we think of the market infrastructure that's been built and still being built by Ripple over the last plus decade, you have to understand Chris Larsen here, board member, former CEO, co-founder of Ripple, you have to wonder exactly what's coming, because Chris Larsen believes we will face a catastrophe if the U.S. cannot provide clear regulatory rules for cryptocurrency, and he speaks to what is going on geopolitically as well. Take a listen to this.
Okay, how do we compete with China? How do we keep up? And, till now, frankly, U.S. regulators have actually helped China by officially giving clarity to the two protocols effectively controlled by Chinese miners, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's a mistake. We've got to also give clarity at least, and maybe even support, if this really becomes a tech cold war like it's looking like it will be, to technologies that are more favorable to U.S. and its allies' stewardship of the next-gen global financial system. Otherwise, we face a potential catastrophe. I don't know what the odds are, but there's some meaningful, probability if China was to get control over the next gen financial system. I mean, that could really be devastating to American power and its allies' ability to make payments to defense payments to an ally. American banks that might be blocked or throttled back on how fast their payments go. You could even see some terrible situation where a U.S. company that has a low Chinese social credit score could be blocked from that new infrastructure. Those are bad outcomes. Even if there's a small percentage chance that happens, we've got to check that to make sure that we're involved and we're competitive as a country.
There you have it. I don't think you could make it any more clear than Chris just made it right there. So regardless of how impending this may or may not be, whether it has actually collapsed or whether it's on the brink of collapse, I think Chris covers it here, that the United States has actually aided China by allowing Bitcoin and Ethereum to get further ahead than where we are. And thank goodness we're in a position today where XRP has legal clarity. And think about now how that may play in more relevant manner and fashion for the geopolitical events that are happening right now and the monetary system. Forget the digital asset space. This now looks more to be a situation where we're talking about saving our country, saving the monetary system from the bad actors in the world who are out here trying to rip it all down. And listen, I know it's a flawed system. I get it. So I know we need something new in place. But we don't need the digital yuan in place, okay? I don't want that in my pocket or in my digital wallet. You can keep that. Let's take a look at what's going on here on the charts here. XRP inside the sentiment status here. For a bullish confirmation in XRP, look for the sentiment status close in a 3-day candle here, as you can see him showing on all of this sentiment status. And let's take a look very quickly. Thank you, Eggrad Crypto. And Dark Defender here says, morning all, here's your double espresso. The best way to wake up to targets are, the targets are clear. And you can see right here, he's showing you where the breakout is. Here's where the resistance is. Be broke soon. Well, I want to see it be broken too. Let's see some new all-time highs. That's what I'm ready for. And I'm ready for that for the whole community. Look, I firmly believe XRP 4 or 5-digit token. I believe when you think about the geopolitical things, the monetary system, everything that's in play right now, I really do hope that XRP can serve to serve as an isolation, not just a bridge, but an insulator rather. An insulator from all these central bank digital currencies that I'm not going to want to hold, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Now it's time for us to go to the Freedom Zone, that new 2-tier digital system. You're not going to like it. Click the link, join us, digperspectives.com, and join us in the Freedom Zone. I'll catch all of you on the next one. Not financial advice from me or anyone else.